Our first keynote today is from presenter and actor George Webster. Please welcome to the stage the host of this session, NHS Confederation's Chris Truscott.
Thank you. Such generous applause for someone you've never heard of. I appreciate that. Thank you. Good morning, welcome, and thank you for joining us for what promises to be a highlight in the ConfedExpo programme. We're joined today by a truly exceptional speaker, so exceptional in fact that the powers that be decided we should probably balance things out with a little bit of mediocre energy. So my name's Chris Truscott. My pronouns are he, him, and I am the NHS Confederation's Business and Programme Manager for the Mental Health Network. I'm also Programme Manager for the LGBTQ+ Leaders Network, and I co-chair the LGBTQ staff group. I'm aware in some circles that might sound like a lot of job titles, but I think in healthcare we love a multi-hyphenate, don't we? So I've been reflecting on why I, of all people, might have been asked to introduce George today. I know I'm not an obvious first choice or second, but I was asked before the strikes were announced, so I know I wasn't last. I'm pretty sure there's someone in IT they haven't reached out to yet. But I've come to the conclusion that as someone who co-chairs the staff, an LGBTQ staff group, someone who's a visibly gay man, I know what it's like to be told there's something unchangeable about yourself that might hold you back, that others might single you out for, but that is the very thing that imbues you with the compassion and the drive to succeed at the things that are truly important to you. So, it is my privilege to introduce to you today a true multi-hyphenate. He's an actor, a presenter, a dancer, a runner, a charity ambassador, and now an author. You might know him best as Rob Webster's famous son. It's George Webster.
Hello! This is me. I am George. My eyes are sparkly, just like my mum. Like my dad, I'm determined and brave. And like my sister, I'm full of fun. I have an extra ingredient, a sprinkling of magic inside me. Some people, they say that I'm special. But that's not what I think you see. We're made of different ingredients that help us shine like a star. My glow is what makes me who I am, and yours will make you who you are.
Thank you, George. So in your own words, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I'm George, I'm 22. I live in Leeds. I live with my mum, dad, and my sister. I'm an actor, I'm a dancer, ambassador for Medcap and Park Fun and Yorkshire Dance, and I do lots of things.
Fantastic. And so I'd love to hear a little bit more about you growing up, George.
So I grew up with my sister and my mum and dad at home in Leeds. I absolutely loved growing up. I went to mainstream school. I absolutely loved school. I made loads of friends at school, and I still make lots of friends now, which is really, really good.
I can believe that. You're very inspirational, George. So I know you've got a little bit more from the book that you'd like to read, so please.
Sometimes we might need a little help to find out what makes us glow. We can try new things, have lots of fun. Why not give everything a go? When I was a little bit smaller, I struggled to make my words clear. So I learned to use my hands to talk, and sign language fulfilled me with cheer. My little sis, Lauren, signed with me so she could speak my special way. More food, please. That was our favourite. More, together we'd say. There are lots of ways of talking. You smile, blink, gaze, or shout loud. However we talk, we need to be heard. It's what makes us feel bold and proud.
Thanks, George. So you've received some fantastic care and support over the years. How's that shaped who you are?
It's been absolutely brilliant. The support I've had has been amazing. It's how I had lots of amazing support at school, in classes and out of classes. I had amazing support in my speech therapy, which is that showing me who I am now because I'm a TV presenter and you need to be able to speak with words when you present on TV. You have to be able to communicate. So speech therapy has helped me with that because I started using my words by Megaton signs. Now I use words, which is really important to communicate when you're on TV. A lot of support from the NHS. They've joined in lots of things like my speech therapy, lots of charities, and the NHS with them working together.
Why is that so important that those organisations work together for you?
It's so important because support is important for anyone, and support is just everyone needs to have support, and people with learning disabilities need to ask for support, and that's not right. Because the NHS needs to support everyone from have any ability.
Fantastic. Agreed. And George, do you have a standout moment of excellent care you've received?
I'd say speech therapy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that shaped who I am now. Because it's an example with them and the NHS working together. And I'm a TV presenter. You have to use words to present on TV. And that's really helped me with my speech therapy. And that's just amazing, definitely.
Brilliant. Okay, so I think we've got another section of the book that we're going to dive into.
Yeah. Our differences are important. It's good we're not all the same. The world would be very boring if everyone had the same name. Meet Daniel the Dreamer, and Reuben who's strong. Meet Francis, he's cheeky, and Louise, who loves a song. Daniel dreams he's a model. Reuben swims like a star. Francis is a great dancer. Louise, full of fizz, will go far. Each one of us is different, just like pebbles at the seaside. So together we make a bigger splash and spread our glow far and wide.
Thanks, George. So you are an excellent ambassador for diversity of experience. Why do you think it's important we hear from different voices?
It's so important to hear from different voices because we're all different. Difference doesn't mean it always has to be scary or bad. Difference can be a good thing. We're all talented. We're all unique. We can all do things. Focus on things that you can do. Focus on your strengths. Not focus on things you cannot do. And that's a really important message that this book portrays as well. And we're all people. And we all exist.
Brilliant. And who inspires you to embrace your difference?
Quite a few people. I would say when I was younger, I would say Dave Benson Phillips and Mr. Tumble. Because I spoke, as I said earlier before, Magaton, I used that before I spoke with words, and they used that, and that's really inspired me to use Magaton and then to develop my speech much further into words. Also, the person that's here today, my dad, as well. Because Dad's brilliant. I really admire that work that he does. And I just love him so much. He's a very inspiring person. And thank you, Dad. I really love you loads. Thank you.
Oh. Clearly runs in the family, doesn't it, the inspiration? So your book has some fantastic diversity in it, especially through its illustrations. Can you talk to me about how you achieve that?
So I taken a lot of pictures when I was younger with me, mum and dad, and we sent them to the illustrator Tim. It's in the book that I've got friends that have Down syndrome, friends that don't have any disabilities. I went to mainstream school, so I mixed with lots of kids with disabilities, and it's really important to have that. Like up above, we've got CBeebies and my dad's company, and at CBeebies is brilliant. Because they don't even mention the hard Down syndrome. They just treat me for who I am. They treat me equally as they respect themselves. It's just incredible, and it's absolutely brilliant. And I'm never leaving that CBeebies. This is amazing.
No. Brilliant. And it's important you're visible on television, isn't it?
Yes, it's really important to have that representation of all people with all abilities to be shown on the screen, in books, in anything, and we can. And it's so important for the audience to see that representation, to see that we all can do things. So we can all, because we might find things hard, doesn't mean that doesn't mean we can't do that. But it just means that we need extra support, and that's really, really important.
So, and yeah, you are the poster boy for that. Okay, so we've got the next section of the book that we're going to...
Yeah. When I was quite small, I wobbled. In races, I was rather slow. But friends like Rasheen cheered me along. And now, just look at me go.
Now, as a keen runner, I know you've done some amazing things with Parkrun.
Yes.
Could you tell us about that experience and how you got into it?
So how I started with Parkrun is my mum's got a friend called Bev Smith. And she took me to my very first parkrun. We marshalled on the course, and I absolutely loved it. It's absolutely so much fun. I made lots of great friends. I'm still there now, 10 years on. It's like a massive community, massive community. All people come from different walks of life. And it's really good for you, not just for your physical health, but also for your mental health as well. And it's really good for people if they're feeling lonely. They can come to Parkrun and they can just talk to people. They can make friends and make new connections, and then they make them a lot happier. And that's really important. It's brilliant. Parkrun is amazing.
And of course, it was the thing that launched your career.
Yes, it was. Yeah. So I love Parkrun, and so when I went to Parkrun, Sky approached. And they asked if I could be in a parkrun documentary. So they're doing 10 mainly parkrun documentaries with 10 people from different parkruns. And so I was chosen as one of the 10. And so that's about my parkrun experience. And so that was really fun. Then from that, Mencap saw that I'll be a brilliant person for them to be an ambassador. So I did a lot of work for them, a lot of campaign work, Mencap TV work, where I can interview people from the media, film and TV reviews. It's brilliant. And then a key worker at Mencap called Neil. He's in a filmmaking duo. It's called Air and Eli, and they made a short film with me and another actor called Sam Retford, and we called SAM. And that's about two boys, both 16, called Sam, and they meet in the park on the swings, and they bond into friendship. Then it goes a lot more further. And that's about not just disability, but also having a sexuality within a disability. And that's also a really important message as well. And then from that, I got to Adrian, and then I did a BBC bite-sized video, Busting the Myths on Down syndrome. And then, so that was really good. Then from that, one of the big CBeebies producers, Claire Taylor, saw me, and she thought I'd be brilliant as I was presenting for CBeebies. So I did a screen test, which is an audition at CBeebies' house with the wonderful Rebecca Keatley And it was amazing fun. It was so much fun. I loved it. Months later, I got the job. A month later, I got a call saying I got the guest presenter job. And now I'm a regular presenter, and that is just incredible. And also, it's parkrun. It's with NHS 75
Yes.
as well. And it's marking the NHS 75's birthday. And that's incredible. Go to parkrun. It's a free event. There's a weekend in July where you can go to any parkrun. It's amazing. You meet lots of people. You just can volunteer, you can run it, you can jog it, you can walk it. People also run with the prams or wheelchairs. It's incredible. It's just go to parkrun. It's amazing.
I think that message was loud and clear. I think we're all going to parkrun, aren't we? Thanks, George. And I'm curious to know how many parkruns have you done in total?
105, I think.
105 parkruns. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
And lastly, who's faster, you or your dad?
Dad. My dad's faster, definitely. But I am getting there now. My people's like 30, 55, so I'm getting there.
You're getting there. Brilliant. Okay. And I think we're going to move on to our next part.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm a waiter in a cafe. I love to dance and cook. I like learning with my best friends. I can even write a book. My family really helped me to feel I could be anything. I dream of being on TV, sharing just what my glow can bring.
So you've clearly achieved some incredible things in your career so far, short as it has been. What can you share about those experiences?
I just love everything I do. They're all really, really fun. A lot of my dreams have come true, which is incredible, like CBeebies, winning a BAFTA for presenting at CBeebies. That night was so surreal. Yeah. Really proud of myself for achieving that. And did not expect it, because they showed a montage video of all the presenters during their work, and they were all incredible. And one of them was Hamza, that did that strictly. And it came up to me saying, I broke spec with you. You got the award for presenter, but he said the best presenter won, which is brilliant. And that is an amazing night. CBeebies, so that's that. CBeebies. I actually catchy this year. I was a drug dealer, so that was a really fun role to play. And it's doing back to this book as well. And I can tease there's a number 2 in the works. So I'm looking forward to achieving more things.
You don't stop, do you?
And also, there's one that I'll be going to next, which will show, which is Strictly.
Big one, a big one, yeah. So before we take a look at that, what would you say to everyone in the room here about being bold and chasing their dreams?
Just dream big, be you. It's so important to not let anyone else decide for you. It's your life. Just be you, be proud of yourself, and you can achieve anything you want to.
Agreed. And we have proof that is a no truer sentiment. The split, George. The split was everything.
Thanks, Chris.
How long did it take you to learn that?
It's a few weeks.
Yeah.
Not every day, like a couple of days a week. So with the group rehearsals as well, with the opening number and the closing number. I just loved it all. It was absolutely incredible. It was a massive dream come true for me. 'Cause I absolutely love the show. Every year I love it more. I've watched it since I first started. And it's just a brilliant experience. On the dance floor, it's just electric. On the cheering, the thumping, everything was just electric. And I absolutely love dancing with the wonderful Amy Dowden. She is so beautiful, one of the loveliest people I've ever worked with. And she's just an amazingly talented dancer. She's incredible. And she's got Crohn's disease. So she's doing a lot of campaign work for that and being strong, which is so good. And she's just got diagnosed with breast cancer, which is sad news, but she's keeping positive and keeping very strong. And I'm sending her lots and lots of love and sending all my positive thoughts to her, because you're brilliant, and I'm really proud of what you achieved as well.
Oh, that's lovely. What does it mean for you, for people to put their faith in you and give you these sorts of opportunities?
It means a lot. Really means a lot to me, because everyone that I know are just really proud of what I've achieved. It's just incredible. I'm actually really happy and really proud that I've done all this. And I'm really thankful for everyone who has supported me throughout the years. And it's been amazing.
Brilliant. Okay, so, George, what final message would you like to leave our audience with?
Well, for me, the best way to sum it up is by reading the last 2 pages of This Is Me. There's a glow inside each one of us, in me and every one of you. Together, we all shine much brighter, and our dreams really do come true. So, when you meet someone like me, let your glow flow all around, as my extra special ingredient could make you feel up, not down. This is me. Yes, I am George, and I'm proud to be me. So let your glow shine through and be the best you can be.
Thank you, George.
Thanks.
I think we've got some time for some questions. We've got Slido up, so if there's anything anyone would like to ask George, please submit. While we're waiting for that, though, George, what do you think? I'll ask one of my own. What do you think NHS leaders here could do to ensure there are more people like you, George? There are more Georges in our world.
We all need support, whoever we are, and it's so important to support everyone. We all need support in things that we find hard, things we need medically, and it's so important to have that support. So accept people for who they are, and let them help you as well, and get to know them, more. And that'll really help.
Oh, that's great. And I suppose you've alluded to it a little bit, but what's next for you?
So there's a lot of things. I can tease that #2 book in the works. More action work. Definitely more action work. I love to do. A few weeks ago, last month, I was developing a play in the Peak District with a theatre company called Separate Doors. So that was really fun. So I love to do more action, like mainly film, definitely more TV. I'd love to be in Death in Paradise or Doctor Who, James Bond, a Marvel film, and also one of my favourite TV shows that I love, EastEnders as well.
Brilliant. I mean, you really dream big. It's fantastic. Okay, we've got some questions coming through, which is wonderful. So we'll go to the first one. What have been the biggest challenges for you in your career to date?
Oh, biggest challenges. Well, representation is a really big challenge in this in the media, because we all need to be shown on screen. Well, in the wider media, books, screen, radio, and it's important for our voice to be heard. We all can do something when we can, and it's really important to have representation within the media.
Do you feel like that's improving?
Yeah, it's slowly improving, I think. Yeah, there needs to be more improvement, definitely. But I've got a friend called Ruben who he's got Down syndrome, and he's a reporter on Channel 4 News. Tommy Jessup, who's in Line of Duty. We had the Peterborough Falcon with Zach Guttigan. We had Raphael Hart. So it's slowly improving. It is. But there needs to be a lot more improvement, definitely.
Agreed. So, you seem to see the best in everyone, George, and I think we all agree with that. How do you stay so positive?
My motivator is to be positive. And I always look for the best in everyone, which is a really good thing to do. And it's absolutely brilliant to stay positive. Even when someone is down and they're quite sad or fed up, I cheer them up with my positiveness and my really bubbly energy that I have. That's really important. And when I went to CBeebies, a presenter called Evie, she said, "Be more George. Be like George," and because then all presenters have more energy when they see me.
I can believe that. I think we should trot you around some of the trusts. So, final question.
Yeah.
What message do you have for the NHS? What can we do better?
Oh, that's a really good question, actually. Yeah. Well, the first part, for the message, I'd say talk to people first, get to know them. Then ask them what support they need, and then you know what support you can give them. And that's really important. As an example, the NHS and the charities that I worked with in the speech therapy, that's really important. So just talk to people, get to know them, ask them what support they need, and then give them their support. And then what can you do better? But that, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep, it's a very simple and clear message. Thank you, George. Thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing so much of your shine with us. I will say before we go, George is going to be doing some book signings just outside in the foyer shortly after this session. So please do go collect your copy. It is truly inspirational. Thank you, George.
Thank you, Chris.